Good evening. The news tonight is not encouraging. To sum it up in a word, it is still confusing from Harrisburg. To bring you up to the minute, an unexpected release of more radiation today from the 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant has led to a series of consequences. Certain people have been advised to evacuate. Others have been urged to remain indoors. Telephone lines in the Harrisburg area are jammed, and immediate highways are too as more people decide to leave. Plant officials say that they do not have a meltdown on their hands. The nuclear core is under control. But plant officials do admit some uranium oxide pellets that power the reactor have melted. That is causing heat and steam pressure and the need to vent into the atmosphere. Plant officials say it will go on for 5 more days. The air is being monitored for radiation. There is none here. Safeway stores announced it will not buy milk from southern Pennsylvania. We have reports tonight on what's going on and who, if anyone, is in danger.
This is the news station, WNEP 16.
Good evening. Newswatch 16 crews today followed the events in Harrisburg as they happened. Kevin Coakley spent most of the day with Governor Dick Thornburg. Mike Stevens was at the nuclear facility this morning when the uncontrolled release of radiation occurred. First, Kevin Coakley with the governor.
Second radiation leak here in just 3 days occurred between 6:40 and 9 o'clock this morning. Workers were transferring radioactive cooling water from one holding tank to another when a valve opened, releasing radioactive steam. It's still not clear whether the release was an accident or a planned event. Throughout the day, chaos and confusion reigned as monitors tried to determine exactly how much radiation was released. Early this morning, the NRC said it was 4 times greater than Wednesday's radioactive release. But readings now show today's release was less serious than the first. But at a news conference early this afternoon, Governor Thornburg suggested pregnant women and preschool children within a 5-mile radius of 3 Mile Island leave the area.
Based on advice of the chairman of the NRC, and in the interest of taking every precaution, I am advising those who may be particularly susceptible to the effects of any radiation, that is, pregnant women and preschool-aged children, to leave the area within a 5-mile radius of the 3 Mile Island facility until further notice. We have also ordered the closing of any schools within this area. I repeat that this and other contingency measures are based on my belief that an excess of caution is best. Current readings, I am informed, are no higher today than they were yesterday.
Civil defense officials throughout the adjacent 4 counties have established evacuation centers for those wishing to leave. And residents within a 10-mile radius have been urged to stay indoors indefinitely. Thornburg emphasized more than once he nor anyone else has not yet ordered an evacuation, but he did admit there's always that possibility. The situation here has become more and more confusing each day since the initial release on Wednesday morning, as several state and federal agencies try to react to the crisis. Now President Carter has personally stepped in, sending the Chief Operations Officer for the Nuclear Regulatory Commission to coordinate and monitor the situation. Kevin Coakley, Newswatch 16, Harrisburg.
I'm Mike Stevens. The day's activity at 3 Mile Island brought mixed reaction from people, both in the immediate area and in Middletown, a small community just a few miles away. Londonderry Manor is about a half mile from the plant. Its quiet streets are not unlike a lot of residential communities. Some children played here today, but not many, and not the son and daughter of John Schweitzer. They and his wife had left, but John would not.
If it would get to the point where we'd have to go, they'd move us out. But I'd still come back.
It doesn't bother you at all to live within, what, a half mile of a nuclear reactor?
No.
In Middletown, there wasn't panic in the streets, and things were almost normal for a Friday afternoon. Almost normal, save for the town's fire and police personnel moving through the streets, advising residents to stay inside.
Remain indoors.
Denny Stover was at work, like he is every day, in the town in which he's lived all his life. His wife and daughter, though, wouldn't greet him at home this night.
Well, I would be less than honest if I didn't say I was deeply concerned. At this point, I think Metropolitan Edison has created a tremendous credibility factor with themselves through this whole thing. I'm concerned. My wife and little girl have left town, and hopefully they're going to be out of the area and safe for the next several days.
And so it was today in Middletown. Some left, but some stayed, with no apparent outward sign of concern. For some of those who did go, there was no doubt of their feeling for nuclear power and what had happened here.
Where are you going to?
Going to my mother's. I have nowhere else to go at this point. I'm just going to go sit out. I'm not coming back.
Mike Stevens, Newswatch 16, Middletown.
The Nuclear Regulatory Commission licenses all nuclear power plants from its Washington headquarters, but the inspection and monitoring of the plants is done out of the NRC's 5 regional offices around the country. Newswatch 16's Jamie Moss went to the Northeast Regional Office outside Philadelphia to find out what's going on there.
Here at the NRC Regional Office, the phones have been ringing off the hook all morning long. Calls from concerned people, from congressmen and from the news media who want information. And although official statements are not being released from this headquarters, the answers to all the questions are upstairs on the 2nd floor in the command post. Theoretically, this is just a conference room, but the scene has changed drastically since the accident Wednesday morning.
This is one of 2 communication centers that the NRC has dealing with the accident. One is in Washington, D.C. at our headquarters office, and the other one is here in the King of Prussia office. We have direct phone contact with our inspectors in the field, both performing radiation monitoring and with the inspection program at the reactor site. And we also have contact with our people in Washington as well.
Reinforcements are on the way from the Washington headquarters to provide more technical assistance. Special phones with headsets are being installed. That leaves the workers' hands free to jot down information. Tentative plans are being made to move this operation to Harrisburg in a few days. The data fed into this center and Washington is analyzed. The information, together with recommendations, are sent to the governor's office in Harrisburg. For instance, today's decision to call for a voluntary evacuation of pregnant women and small children was suggested by the NRC. The NRC has not discounted the fact that the problem could yet become much worse. Right now, the central issue is stabilizing the situation. The why is past history and will only be seriously looked into after all danger is past. One NRC official told me 3 Mile Island will be closed down for a long, long time. Jamie Moss, Newswatch 16 at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission office in King of Prussia.
There is still no reason to believe any radiation has spread into our area. Lackawanna County Civil Defense has been taking readings in downtown Scranton. The survey meter used to detect low levels of radiation showed no increase in radiation as a result of the Harrisburg plant accident. We repeat, there has been no detection of abnormal radioactivity here in northeastern Pennsylvania.